We inherit the outline early. Skin as the wall, name as the lock, history as proof of a separate address. We point to a body and whisper, "This is me." But the longer you listen, the more the outline trembles. Where does breath end and world begin? At the lips, or in the trees that made the air? Where does warmth belong? To your skin, or the sun that started it singing? Stand still for a moment. Feel the hum beneath your sternum, the soft thunder of being. Now widen, past ribs, past shoulders, past the useful fence of skin. Notice how awareness refuses to stop at the border. Notice how sound, light, touch, and intuition meet in one room without ceiling. You are not erasing the body. You are unlearning the myth that it was a prison. Think of water poured into a cup, taking the shape without becoming the cup. Think of music filling a room, touching every wall without becoming the wall. Being moves like that, one presence, wearing a million temporary masks. The mind asks for proof. It wants a line on a map. But the map is made of names and you are older than names. Try this. Soften the outline. Sit quietly and feel the places the body fades into space, cheeks into air, hands into air, torso into air. Let the boundary blur by one breath width. Let seeing include you. Don't press your gaze outward. Notice the scene arriving in the same openness your thoughts arrive in. Feel the shared rhythm. Hear footsteps in the hallway, a bird outside, your own heart. Different voices, one orchestra. Fear will rise. If I lose my borders, I'll lose myself. But watch what actually happens. You don't become less you become less small. Identity doesn't vanish. It relaxes its fist. Edges were useful for surviving. Openness is essential for living. This isn't a doctrine, it's the felt physics of the present. The way compassion moves faster when there's less elsewhere. The way creativity lands cleaner when there's less me to protect. The way love stops negotiating when nothing is standing at the gate. You begin to sense the quiet scandal of existence. The soul was never inside the body. The body is inside what the soul is. Call it awareness, spirit, field, God. Names are trails. The mountain is the same. Walk to a window. Don't look out. Let the day come in. Notice how the world doesn't arrive to you. It arrives as you in the only place anything has ever occurred, this open presence. And if the outline tightens again, as it will, that's not failure. That's weather. Breathe. Widen by a fingertip. Remember, you are the sky, not the chalk mark drawn on it. Being without borders doesn't make you invulnerable. It makes you intimate, with the cup in your hand, with the stranger's laugh, with the ache in your own chest, not as an enemy to be fixed, but as a wave moved by the same tide. This is how the form is honored, not by worshiping the wall, but by recognizing the horizon it sits in. You are allowed to be bigger than your outline. You always were, living as openness, daily life without the wall. Edges helped you survive. Now let them help you relate. We're not abolishing boundaries, we're unlearning the wall. A wall isolates, a boundary conducts. One prevents contact, the other shapes it. Begin in the body where all borders are drawn. Close your eyes. Feel the outline that names itself me. Notice the firm places, jaw, shoulders, belly. These are the guard posts. Soften 1 inch beyond each post, cheeks into air, hands into air, chest into air. Let the body be a coastline with mist instead of fences. You haven't disappeared. You've become touchable. Conversations, from defense to resonance. When someone speaks, let their words arrive as touch in the chest, not as targets for your mind. Pause a half breath before you answer. Keep a fingertip of awareness on sound. A plus breath, plus heart. Response replaces reaction. If pressure rises, name it kindly. Give me a second to feel this. That sentence is a bridge, not a barricade. Boundaries without barricades. A clear no from openness is love in a different grammar. Try this sequence. Include the whole scene, you, them, room, breath. Find the smallest true sentence you can live with tomorrow. Speak it from the diaphragm, not the jaw. Examples. I can't do that today. I can offer X. I want to keep talking, but I need 10 minutes to reset. No for now, we can revisit next week. You'll feel the difference. Border as shape, not shield. Work and creation, less proving, more serving. Before you begin, widen to periphery. Room sounds, weight of the chair, light on the wall. Start from field, not from forehead. Blocked? Don't push. Include. Add the hum of the fridge, the ache in your jaw, the rain outside. When the world is let in, momentum returns. You're not making art alone. The field is co-author. Digital life, shrinking the phantom edge phone in hand, do a 3-beat liturgy. Inhale, feel the hand. Pause, feel the room. Exhale, feel the seat. Now open the app. Before posting, ask, does this strengthen the fabric? If it frays the weave, you can feel it. Let it be a draft, not a broadcast. Pain and care, intimacy without drowning. Pain is not an illusion. The story that pain means you've failed often is. Hold sensation as weather in one sky. Then do what care does in any storm. Shelter, medicine, warmth, help. Openness doesn't mean leaking. If you're overwhelmed, narrow the aperture. Hand on heart, 2 slow breaths. Name 5 ordinary objects in the room. Return to scale. The ocean can use a teacup when it needs to. Ethics that belong to a single field. If nothing is truly elsewhere, consequences land close. Room first. Before you speak in any room, let the room include you. Sounds, light, air, then speak. One event touch. Hand on table. Feel contact as a single flame with 2 names. Keep that sense while typing. Walk as horizon. Step plus street. One rhythm. Let the city move in you. Verb the world, not I have anxiety. Anxietying is here, not I see, seeing. Language loosens the owner. Common missteps and gentle course corrections. Spiritual leaking, saying yes to everything because oneness. Correction. A boundary spoken from the heart keeps the fabric from tearing. Bypass, using no separate self to skip feeling or repair. Correction. Feel fully, apologize concretely. Oneness includes accountability. Inflation. I am the field, spoken as superiority. Correction. Simpler pronouns, simpler actions. Let sincerity be your signature. State chasing, trying to feel borderless all the time. Correction. Let every day be enough. The field doesn't need fireworks, just honesty. Love. After the outline loosens, love gets faster than judgment. You catch yourself softening mid-sentence, adjusting tone, choosing repair while the mind still wants to win. Why? Less distance to cross. Compassion travels like electricity on a single wire. A 2-minute daily weave, morning, noon, night. Morning, window practice. Stand, soften eyes, let the day arrive as you. Whisper, one fabric. Noon. Threshold breath. Before any doorway. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Enter as presence, not momentum. Night. Thank 3 ordinary things. A cup, a hinge, a patch of light on the wall. Sanctity returns to scale. If you forget, good. Forgetting is how remembering learns to be kind. You're not erasing who you are. You're letting who you are be larger than your name. Being without borders doesn't make you invulnerable. It makes you intimate. With the cup in your hand, the stranger's laugh, the ache you can finally hold without turning it into an enemy. When the outline tightens, as it will, breathe, widen by a fingertip, and tell the truth you can live with tomorrow. You are allowed to be bigger than your outline. You always were. You don't need a bigger map. You need fewer borders. Paradoxes that start making sense, a center with no edges. You don't need a bigger map. You need fewer borders. There's a you that can be pointed to, name, history, preferences. And there's a you that feels like a room with no walls. Both true. One useful for logistics, one true for living. Choice without a controller. Options appear. The whole of you weighs them. Body, memory, values, environment, and movement happens. When the imaginary little commander steps aside, decisions get cleaner, not weaker. Safety without a fortress. Boundaries remain, but as shapes that help connection, not barricades that block it. A clear no can be love, spoken so the fabric doesn't tear. Self without the cage of story. Identity returns as a tool, not a prison. Something you can wear when needed. set down when done. A gentle nod to the science. Your sense of me is exquisitely adjustable. Attention can include the body's interior signals and the world's exterior signals at once. One canvas, two kinds of paint. When the inward narrating network in the brain quiets, through awe, meditation, deep play, the felt border softens. The scene feels continuous. Even everyday illusions and tool use show how easily the body map expands its edge. None of this creates borderlessness. It just stops insisting on a hard seam long enough for reality to introduce itself. Let the mechanism be reassurance, not a shrine. The point isn't to explain the sky, it's to step outside. A 3-minute border dissolve, felt, simple, repeatable. Minute 1, hearing as one field. Sit or stand. Let sounds arrive from all directions, near, far, inside the room, outside the window. Drop the idea that you are over here listening, just hearing happening. If a thought pops up, let it be another sound arriving in the same space. Minute 2, seeing that includes you. Soften the eyes. Widen to the edges of your visual field until the scene feels round and effortless. Don't aim your gaze, let the scene rest in you. Notice how the sense of a watcher behind the eyes loosens when seeing is allowed instead of performed. Minute 3. Touch as a single event. Place one palm on your chest or on a tabletop. Feel contact as one warm flame with two names, not hand and world, but touching. Let breath move in the same room. No inside, no outside, just movement within one openness. If it helps, whisper, one fabric. Optional, 30s. Walking without a wall. Take 10 slow steps. Foot lifts on inhale, pause. Foot lands on exhale, pause. Let step and street be the same rhythm. When edges snap back, they will. That's weather, not failure. Shrink the practice. A single conscious pause before send, post, or buy. Re-enter the room. Name 5 ordinary objects out loud. Speak one small, livable truth, the kind you can inhabit tomorrow. Being without borders doesn't make you special. It makes you simple, easier to meet, easier to trust, easier to live as. Stand by a window. Don't look out. Let the day come in. Notice how it always does. The soul was never trapped in the body. The body is held in what the soul is. And when that lands, love gets faster than judgment. Repair gets quicker than pride. And the world feels closer without moving at all. You don't need a larger life. You need fewer walls. Being without borders is not a stunt or a state to defend. It's the way reality already holds you. Before your name, beneath your plans, behind your eyes. What ends, softly? The project of guarding your outline. The habit of taking everything personally. The reflex of carrying the world alone. What remains, sturdier contact. Sincerity. A friendliness with the moment that doesn't ask it to become anything else. You still wake to emails, dishes, doorways, decisions. But the engine changes. You cook because onions meet oil, and this is what the universe wants to smell like tonight. You answer a message from the room, not the forehead. You cross a street as street and body in agreement. The sacred returns to scale. Love. When the edge relaxes, love stops negotiating through offense. It comes as accuracy with a heartbeat. A yes spoken wholly, a no spoken kindly. A boundary as shape, not punishment. Compassion moves faster than judgment. You notice yourself adjusting tone mid-sentence, choosing repair before pride remembers its script. Why? There's less distance to cross. Responsibility, lighter and truer. Accountability doesn't collapse you, it coordinates you. Apology is not loss of self. It's the fabric tightening its weave where it's stretched. You keep your word because it keeps the field strong. You change your mind because new truth arrived. Same fabric, new pattern. Joy and grief. Both welcome. Joy doesn't need to be kept. You participate and let it pass through. Grief doesn't need to be solved. You let it storm in a sky that won't break. Then you do the next honest thing. Call, rest, walk, hold a hand. Practice becomes posture. Less technique, more tone. Less chasing peak moments, more telling the small, livable truth. Less talking about oneness, more arranging your day so the weave doesn't fray. A simple daily liturgy. Morning, window, soft eyes. Let the day arrive as you. Whisper, one fabric. Midday, threshold breath before any doorway. Enter as presence, not momentum. Night. Thank three ordinary things. Sanctity through the ordinary is how the border forgets itself. If you forget, good. Forgetting is weather, remembering is the climate. One breath widens the room again. You were never only the outline. You were always the sky the outline was drawn on. A 60-second landing, anytime, sit or stand. Let sound arrive from every side. Let sight rest in you. Place a hand on your chest or a table. Feel contact as one warm flame with two names. Whisper, here, whole. Carry that one word into what's next. You do not disappear. You simplify. And in that simplification, the world comes closer without moving at all. Being without borders doesn't make you invulnerable. It makes you intimate. With the cup in your hand, the stranger's laugh, the ache you can finally hold without turning it into an enemy. You are allowed to be bigger than your outline. You always were. Next time on the Beyond the Self series, we explore Unwriting the Self, a return to pure existence until then. Stay curious, stay conscious. If this stirred something inside you, subscribe, like, and share this with a fellow seeker.